Hey, Scruffy. How you doing? So keep peeking places I can't see you. So it's also getting darker. So we're actually a little early to dinner, probably about 5 minutes. But yeah, the sun's setting earlier and the smoky sky is not helping things. So I have your smelly fish tonight. Yeah. That's probably why you're meowing so much. You can smell it, huh? Yeah. Okay, well, how about we bring it out? Sure you're excited for your smelly fish. First time in a while. Oh, you're charging the door again, huh? I think you just want the smelly fish. What, the smelly fish? Yeah. I think you want the smelly fish. Yeah, you're meowing a lot. Yep, there you go. Okay, let's get the water. Okay, so I'm going to change your water. It looks like you have a lot left. So it started heating up today. So still haven't figured out when you drink more water. Okay, got your new water in. And sit in the chair and get the glove. Ah, you want the cheek rub already, huh? So the weather is heating up again. So today, tomorrow, and the next day we're supposed to be the hottest days again. So we're supposed to be in the middle of a, or starting another mini heat wave. So originally it was supposed to, I think, start warming up today, and then the next 2 days would be even hotter. And then yesterday, or last night, they changed the forecast, and they were saying today would actually be the hottest of the 3 days. So I was not looking forward to that. So I had trouble sleeping last night, and I got up kind of late today. And so I got a late jump on a lot of things. I'm also due for a recovery day. And I was a little sore after my interval run yesterday, so I was basically planning on taking the day easy today. Not really going to go out for a run or a bike ride. And then late morning, I assumed, well, it's going to be hot. I'm not going to go out. There's no point. Well, there's a bite there. But I checked the weather this morning, and it was telling me that it actually was not going to heat up until this afternoon, and the morning was actually, it wasn't cool, but it was reasonable. So it wasn't like the past 2 days, but it was still better than probably the last month. And so forced me to, oops, he's itching again. I think you got fleas. So forced me to reevaluate my plans, because the weather also said tomorrow and the next day were going to be even worse than the originally predicted. And so looking at it, I'm thinking, well, I should take advantage of today while I still can. But it was already kind of late morning, and so I was like, well, did I miss my window? But the weather was telling me it actually wasn't going to hit peak madness until about 2 p.m. So even at noon, and even about 1 o'clock, the weather was still cool enough that it'd still be worth my while to go out. But anything later this afternoon would be miserable and inadvisable, because it wasn't going to cool down in the afternoon or evening. So I got out pretty late, so it was a little after noon, but it was still reasonable. It's more reasonable than it's been in the last month or two. So I did a bike ride, but I stuck to the easier routes today. So my legs are still kind of tired from yesterday, and I didn't really feel like pushing myself, and the sun intensity was actually pretty strong. So I did have to worry a little bit about the sun intensity. So everywhere in the non-shade was fairly intense. I stayed off the exposed mountainside. And I stayed off the hardest climbs today. So I did a more basic route. Though I actually did one semi-difficult climb. It's not the hardest climb, but it's not the easiest climb either. And it's a little bit, it is actually exposed as well, so it's not my favorite route, but it was the end of my route, and I was feeling like I needed to do something a little bit more challenging, but not crazy challenging. Oh, lifted up both feet there. And I'm kind of predicting I'm not going to go out the next at least day, if not 2 days. I'm playing it by ear, but the weather, I think the weather's going to be uncooperative. Unless I happen to get up really early. Since I got up late today, it's tall order. So I'm actually trying to use my fingers a little bit to get under his chin, try to get him used to that. So I know some of you want me to take the glove off and use my fingers. And since he just scratched me the other day, I don't really want to do that. I do want to see if I can get him a little more used to fingers under the chin, since he seems to like the chin rub so much. Anyway, I think we're about time here, so... Oh, lifted up the leg again. So you ready for your food? I know you like your smelly fish. Like your smelly fish? Yep, you're ready. Your face planted into that smelly fish, huh? Okay, I think I'm done brushing. So at the park, what did I see today? Oh. So on one of the trails that was covered by a lot of trees, there was a squirrel that fell out of a tree onto the trail. And I wasn't alone, so there was a small group of people walking towards me on the path. I was biking towards them, and suddenly we heard a rustle from a tree that was in between all of us, and all of us were looking, and suddenly a squirrel plopped down onto the center of the trail, and then a small branch also fell, landed on the trail, and then suddenly, after a quick moment, the squirrel dashed off the trail into the brush. And yeah, it actually took my eyes a little bit to focus, so I saw two things fall. So I saw the squirrel and I saw something else, which was the branch, but I couldn't tell it was the branch. I thought it was actually a smaller squirrel. It was actually pretty small. It was more like a twig. And so I wasn't seeing things because, yeah, the other people in that group they also saw it. So I don't think I've ever seen a squirrel fall out of a tree before. So that was something. Oh, the parking lot, they changed the status again. So the free parking lots went back to charging. So the free parking lots have been pretty empty for weeks. Actually, not even empty, I think, for most of the year because of the pandemic. But yeah, raising the parking fees hasn't helped, and then they just got rid of the free parking lots entirely and start charging. So they got rid of the charge for the fees for at least a couple free lots. I think it was a few weeks ago. So at least I noticed it a few weeks ago. So I noted it on one of these recordings. But today, yeah, they changed the sign and said they were charging again. So I think there's a holiday coming up or something, so it might just be a temporary thing. But I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody's using the park. You know, even when it's free, nobody's been coming. I think part of it's the word probably hasn't gotten out that they keep changing the price. I think, yeah, they probably the word got out as though they raised it to $10 X number of months ago, and probably everyone's stopped coming. And I don't think anyone constantly checks. I don't even know where to check. I guess I assume the website would be up to date, but I don't know. I never go to the website. I think I tried going to the website last year a couple times when we were in the midst of the really bad fires that we had. And so I think I mentioned I was about a mile away from one of the major evacuation zones, and the park was actually in the evacuation zone, so they shut down the park completely because of the fires that were burning. And so I was trying to get status on when the park was going to reopen, and yeah, the website was useless. I think when the park finally was announced to reopen, the local newspaper reported it, and the website was not helpful. So well, at least the park was open today, and it was open 2 days ago when I went last time. I think if I had gone 3 days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I can't remember, it would have been closed, because the last time I think I tried going, it was closed because of the heat wave. And so they tend to close the park when it gets really, really, really hot because of the fire hazard. So I'm actually thinking they may close the park the next 2 days. But this is a shorter heat wave, so it looks like it's only going to be today and then the next 2 days, and then it'll drop down a little more normal. Wow, Scruffy's not sticking around anymore. He takes off pretty fast too. It's like he has to be somewhere. So anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.